Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Reviews. So today we are reviewing the brand new Sony-based Marvel movie, none other than Venom.
Who the hell are you, man?
I am Venom. I'm just kidding. It's Dr. Michael Morbius at your service.
No, today we are reviewing Morbius. So after 2 long years of waiting, this movie, it was first announced back in 2019, remember those days. Then it got delayed because of COVID. Then after multiple times of being delayed again and again, it finally came out last week, April 1st, 2022. So roughly like 2.5 years of waiting since we got our first trailer back in 2019. So in this movie, it's about a Spider-Man villain who, compared to many Spider-Man villains, is not nearly as well known, such as like Venom or Carnage or Vulture or even Green Goblin or Doc Ock, or pretty much all the villains we saw back in No Way Home. But you know, he's a Spider-Man villain and he's basically a vampire. So yeah, Morbius. Spoiler warning, just putting that out there. Morbius, starring Jared Leto as none other than Dr. Michael Morbius. And sadly, Jared Leto, he seems to always get put in great roles where he does great, but the movies are never that good. Why is that? And also starring Matt Smith as Milo Morbius, and as well, Tyrese Gibson is in this movie as Detective Stout, and a couple of others that I'm not going to say. So, this movie starts off with Michael Morbius being in the hospital. He's 10 years old, and his whole life, him and his brother Milo, they both have been suffering from a rare disease where their bodies do not produce enough blood, so they're unable to really function that well in life. So they're forced to live in a hospital all the time, and they're in Greece being cared for by their father Nicholas, and also Doctor. And they just so desperately want to be normal. So Michael, who actually is very smart, he actually saves his brother's life when his brother's machines stop functioning. And Nicholas von seeing this sees that, you know, Michael's very smart and very good at fixing things. So Michael goes to school in New York to study and eventually become, later in life, Dr. Michael Morbius. So now we move to the present. Dr. Michael Morbius, he denies accepting a Nobel Peace Prize from the King and Queen of Sweden due to the fact that while he has actually created something of a cure, he has actually created perfectly good artificial blood, which is blue instead of red, but he refuses to accept the Peace Prize due to the fact that he's cured so many people and helped so many people, but he has not cured himself or Milo. He's unable to. This does not work for him or Milo. So he just feels like no matter what, he may be able to help so many people out there, but he can't help himself. So now going to his lab. He has a patient and is helping her great, but meanwhile, while he's attending to patients, he's also researching a way to help himself by experimenting with bats to try to take their since bats they have the ability, they are the only mammal on Earth to drink blood. So he's basically trying to take he's trying to dissect bats and kind of combine them along with his DNA to basically help his blood deficiency disease.
If you're gonna run, do it now.
So eventually he's able to he thinks he creates a cure, and he goes to test it. Him and his girlfriend, Martine, they go out on a cruise ship, or not a cruise ship, but a boat, out on the ocean with a crew, and he basically injects himself with this cure, and while it does help him, he also turns into like a mutant bat man beast thing. which completely attacks the crew and drains them of all their blood. And Michael Morbius, when he comes to, he realizes that this cure it helps him, but it's not good because it turns him into a mutant bat guy. He basically turns into Batman, but worse. So he deletes all the footage. Deletes like all the camera footage, and he calls in the accident to the Coast Guard, and he swims back to shore. And yeah, so Morbius, he realizes, so he actually finds out that he has the ability to fly. He is able to, he has super strength. He has extreme agility, and he also has echolocation, just similar to bats.
I have increased strength and speed and some form of bat radar. What else can I do? One downside is that he needs to feast on blood like bats do. He's able to use his fake blood, his man-made blood in order to hold it off. But if he doesn't, that's only a temporary fix. Since at some point his artificial blood will not work, it will not feed his inner monster that's within him, and he will go out hunting for actual human blood and feast upon that. There's something inside of him. He wants to hunt and consume blood.
Michael.
And kill people as a result, which he does not want. So his brother Milo comes back, and he sees that Michael is indeed cured, but Michael refuses to give Milo the cure because he doesn't want him to become similar to Michael. He doesn't want him to become like a bat beast. So Michael storms off, and he comes back, and he sees that upon visiting Martine in the hospital, since she was knocked unconscious during the accident on the boat, he sees that there is a dead nurse in the hallway, with all of her blood drained, and he immediately thinks that, oh no, I did this. When he thinks he did this, but and as a result, now the FBI, one of the officers is Detective Strode, who is played by Tyrese Gibson, arrests Dr. Morbius, and thinking that he murdered all of them. So when he's in prison, Milo comes to visit him, and through their talk, and he agrees to help get Morbius out of prison, or Michael out of prison, and through their talking, Michael realizes that he not only took the cure, but he is the one that killed that nurse, and that unlike Michael, who is very against killing people, Milo's not like that. He's perfectly okay with feasting on human blood, and this whole thing has just completely corrupted him. So Michael breaks out of prison in order to fight Milo and just get him to stop. But Michael, he's unwilling to hurt Milo. And no matter what, Milo is not willing to stop. Both of them escape from the police, and Michael he finds Martine, and since his lab got shut down, they need to go find a new lab in order to try to make something of a cure to cure both him and to stop Milo. So while Milo is off causing all his mayhem, Morbius and Martine, they are in their new lab creating a cure, which will stop the vampirism that infected both of them. But as a result, it will also kill both Milo and Michael. So yeah. So immediately, while this is going on, some of the news actually goes on about one of Milo's attacks, and watching this, Nicholas, both Milo and Michael's father, realizes that Milo killed these people. So he confronts Milo, and Milo, he kills Nicholas out of just pure rage,
And Michael, upon hearing this, goes to see Nicholas and watch him die. And then Milo, trying to get Michael's attention, goes to attack. He goes to kill Martine, and he kills her right in front of Michael's eyes. And just as Martine dies, Michael feasts on her blood, since she's not really gonna need her own blood now that she's dead. But as she is dying, some of Michael's blood, since Milo had scratched him, drips into Martine. So as she dies. So then the fight is on between Milo Morbius and Michael Morbius. And both of them, they fight. It's pretty even. The fight is actually looks pretty cool. A lot of people said that like the CGI and the fighting, it doesn't look good, but it looks pretty good, in my opinion. So in the end, Michael is able to subdue Milo and is able to use the cure on him and retroactively kill him. So Michael, upon killing Milo, he is saddened and he decides that he's not going to use the cure on himself. He embraces himself as the Michael Morbius monster that he is, and he flies up in the air with bats. And also, now Martine wakes up as a vampire woman. Yeah. And then the movie ends there until the credits scene. So this mid-credit scene makes absolutely no sense. So the mid-credit scene, so you remember Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming in the MCU? Well, during the spell of Spider-Man No Way Home, he is teleported from the MCU to this universe, which makes no sense whatsoever, because people from other universes were going into the MCU, not the other way around. No one from the MCU was going into other universes. That makes literally no sense. But yeah, so now he's in this alternate universe. He's released from prison because he literally does not exist in this universe. And he finds Michael Morbius, and he just tells them he thinks Spider-Man is behind this. Michael Morbius has no idea who Spider-Man is, and he says we should team up. And Michael just says okay. Yeah, it makes no... So yeah, they're kind of hinting at they want to bring back the Sinister Six, which was teased at the end of The Amazing Spider-Man back in 2014, which, yeah, no, Sony, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. No, and if you do it, no one's going to like it. It's going to be bad. Yeah, like this, it makes no sense, and honestly, I think all of us fans, we all know that this is just Sony's excuse to try to get people excited for something that's not going to be good. So maybe, who knows? Maybe Doctor Strange will just come in during Multiverse of Madness and just pull Vulture out.
All right, bye bye.
And be like, nope, that's not happening. Not going to happen. So, that'd be funny if that happens. I am hoping that does happen, just like an extra or something. So yeah, Morbius, all in all, the movie, many people hate this movie. They say it's not that good. The movie itself is not that good. I personally think this is like one of the worst Marvel movies I've seen recently. Probably the worst Marvel movie I've seen since Captain Marvel back in 2019. And, Jared Leto does amazing as Michael Morbius. I think he portrays the character really good. The story is good, but I feel like there was just no need for a villain beyond Morbius himself. Like, there really was not a need for it. Like, Milo's existence in this, or just his role, I don't think there was really much need for him to be a villain. Like, the struggle between Michael Morbius, being a good guy and a bad guy, would have been good enough of a story for this. Like, I really think that it would have been good enough. But Sony does their own thing. Also, like, another thing that probably kind of hurt this movie is the fact that people don't really know who Michael Morbius is. Like compared to Sony, it's not like both of the Venom movies where people know who Venom and Carnage are. Like, both of them are very well-known Marvel villains.
Let there be carnage.
Whereas no one really knows Morbius that well. But yeah, all in all, despite the problems and the good things about this movie, I'd say I'd give this movie a B-. So guys, that's really going to end this movie review. But let's talk about the next movie that we're going to be seeing. It's not a Marvel movie, but, well, it's a movie that I've been waiting for a little while. It's about a little blue hedgehog, and an echidna, and a flying fox. Here's the trailer.
Face it, you're never going to get my power.
Do I look like I need your power?
Where are my manners? Sonic, meet Knuckles.
So yeah, that's right. Finally, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is running into theaters. I can't wait to see it. It looks funny and it looks great. And it's coming out tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video off right here. If you all enjoyed this review, give us a like, consider subscribing if you've not, and cheers for you out. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
It's over.